Good morning, everyone. It is Monday and the 20th of July. I'm going to just make sure I can pull you guys over to where I need you. Perfect. And you are here for the YouTube Google 201 series session. Um, so for those of you that don't know me, because there's a lot of new people here today, my name is Bond, Virginia Bond, Bond like James, Virginia like the state. Work for NARIC as an ISS Integration of Technology Training Specialist, which basically means that, yep, if you want it, I'll learn it. That's what I do, right? I'm a trainer. I am Google certified. I also have some Microsoft in there a little bit along the way. I'm an ISTE certified trainer. I have lots of other little kind of things tucked along the way. A little bit of background about me. I was a music teacher by trade. I taught music from 89 until 2015. In 2002, I also became an instructional technologist. Um, so as a music teacher, it was really important for me to use YouTube with my kids because I taught along the northern border. And for those of you that don't have a clue where I am, oh, yay, Brooke. Oh, I saw the big smile. So that's awesome. So that's great. Um, I I live an hour north of Lake Placid. So when you get to the Canadian border, that's where I live. I live in Malone. That's my home base. Right now, I'm in my office in Plattsburgh, which is about an hour away. We're pretty used to traveling an hour to get anywhere. So I taught along the Canadian border, and it was super important for me to kind of expand the walls of my classroom because I just can't play or know every kind of music. So I've used YouTube for a long time. You'll see when we go into my YouTube channel that I have tons of playlists that are like all over the place, and they really are. But I'll kind of explain how I use them and hopefully give you some ideas of ways that you also can use YouTube kind of in a remote setting. A lot of people have used it for recording, a place to put things, but I'm going to show some of the pieces that will help you do that. So can everybody see my screen? Those of you that I can see, just give me a thumbs up. Thank you. Awesome. And everybody can hear me pretty well. We're good to go. Fantastic. All right. So our learning targets for the day are we are going to understand the YouTube layout. That I'm laughing at that because I'll explain why in a few minutes. Understand playlists, like why they are, what they are, and why they're really important. Adding videos to playlists, setting up your own YouTube channel, because yes, having a Google account, you have a YouTube channel. You may not have set it up, but that is going to be an extreme helper to you. I'm going to teach you how to change privacy settings on your videos so you can take them up and down and actually just talk about them. Upload an actual video. I did a quick video last night that I'm going to upload. It's totally going to stay unlisted because it's not a very nice one. Well, it's not a bad one. It's just that it was hot and, you know, a gajillion degrees when I recorded it. And then actually how to share a video or a playlist as well. I have some other screenshots in there that are important, but you'll see them as we go. So interesting concept. I think this was a really cool it was a really cool statistic in like 2018 just to understand that 74% of all internet content was video. And I went and looked for some remote learning content statistics. Unfortunately, there's really not anything out there right now. But what I was really interested in was like how many teachers used video synchronously or asynchronously with their students, right? From March to the end of June. I'm going to say it's a pretty high percentage. I wanted to say we went from like 0 to probably 95% of educators used video content from March to June 2020. That is so not a real statistic, but I would say most teachers, you are doing it right now. You're using a video recording. I mean, I'm recording this, there'll be video content. So it's kind of, we've made this huge jump all of a sudden and what it looks like. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to understand that YouTube layout. So what I am going to do is I'm going to pin this tab so I don't do something stupid like delete it, because I will do that. And I'm going to go to youtube.com and I'm going to take you in here. I forgot something. You know what? I did not clear my history. Only, not that I have anything bad. Well, it's okay. You'll see why. So here's the exciting thing about YouTube. It changes all the time. Here's the not so exciting thing about YouTube. It changes all the time. So that's really rough, because as a teacher, it's really hard to sometimes find what you're looking for within YouTube. But I'm going to give you a couple tricks that will help. You can see you have videos that are here. You have like this list of stuff here, and you have some tools over here. So that's really the three spots we're always going to think about. We're going to think about the videos that are maybe recommended in the middle, their our lists down the side, and our tools at the top. So knowing that, we're going to look at our screen. So here's the sidebar layout. So you'll see you have these three things. You typically have home, trending, subscriptions. You have some other library, and then you have subscriptions down below. I'm actually, my friends, I'm going to split my screen. I think it's going to be a little easier for me to keep track of where I am, because I don't want to get lost. I would never get lost. I would always get lost. I just want to make sure. Can everybody still see that pretty well? Okay, awesome. All right, I am using a handy dandy little tool. It's an extension. It is called Tab Resize. I'm going to put it in the chat. It is an extension. I think it's a valuable extension for anybody who is going to do any kind of remote teaching in the fall, or anybody that is going to PD, because you can watch one side and you can follow along on your own side, and it allows me to have my notes side by side. That being said, due to data and privacy security issues, you have to go through your DPO and Ed Law 2D to see if your district will allow you to have that. If your district allows you to use that, even just as a teacher, it's great to be able to see your students on one side, because quite honestly, I could pop you guys over here. Hi there, right? I'm going to take you out of there. I just show you that because you could have you over there in like a Google Meet, and then you could have your session on the other side, what you were working on. I don't keep you over there because I try not to record you, because I take the videos live and I'm trying to protect your privacy as best I can. So I didn't do a great job when I started this, and I finally, something clicked in my head and I'm like, hey, I shouldn't probably have other faces up. So I'm trying to make sure that I can protect your privacy as well. So you can't see, or you can't be seen in the video. So that being said, so let's look at these first few things that are in here. We're going to start here on what you can see. So at the top, you can see I have all these recommendations. Recommendations are based on what you as a watcher watch. Brooke, you're going to kind of love what I have hanging out up here, right? I'm like totally into Gentry. I'm not sure where I was. Not being in the music room and not teaching music as much, I don't dig in music as much as I have in the past. So I literally just found Gentry and I'm like in love with them. So it becomes my afternoon music. You can see that I watched some videos on the Amish lately. Not really sure why, but it's quarantine time. I tend to not watch a lot of TV. I'll sit in my chair and watch a little video. Some different things. So the next thing you'll see, the latest posts that are in here, you will see, okay, everybody has COVID and health inequity. I'm really sorry, but it's just one of the things that they have put into everybody's components. And then you'll also see, as you scroll down, you'll have some other ideas based on some of the things that I subscribe to. These are some of the latest and greatest videos that have come out to the people that I subscribe to. So they kind of, they will show me those pieces so I can look and see if I have videos turned on. So you can, a suggested video. So when you're home, if suggested videos are based on what you watch and what you search. So I obviously watch a lot of, and suggested now has been called, they've changed the word to recommended. you know, if there's one thing I can tell you about YouTube is that it changes a lot. When YouTube was bought by Google in, I want to say 2015, 2016, it's the only component that never came all the way over to the Google side. And what I mean by that is um, a lot of other pieces like Book Creator, there's other pieces that have been bought by Google that have been brought in and have been changed their name, right? The pieces have changed the name to protect the innocent. No, just change their name, have come all the way to the Google side, but YouTube has still stayed YouTube. Google owns it, but that being said, it stands as a separate entity. Okay, so there's like a whole YouTube division, like a big division within Google. That's why it still has the youtube.com. It didn't go to a youtube.google.com. So they don't fall, YouTube does not fall under the same parameters of only Tuesday changes. It will make changes like you will drink water. Hopefully you drink a lot of water because they change a lot. So a lot of the times when I show something, I could have done screenshots last night. They could have changed this morning. So they'll change 2 to 3 times a week. That's why I said when we talk about layout, knowing the sidebar and the top is really going to be the main thing you have to understand because those two things are not going to change. Every time I prep people to take a Google exam, the one thing I always prep before they walk into the exam is YouTube because it may have changed from the last time they used it because it will change a lot. And sometimes it's just understanding how to get to certain pieces. All right. So the next thing is trending, and we'll see trending on the side right over here. Trending is all of those big things that, you know, people have watched a lot of. This is how videos go viral, and you'll see the big things are out here, which is really funny because Plattsburgh, Monroe County, which is a football game somewhere, which has no views, but yet is trending, right? That's a little weird. Did I push the wrong button? I totally did. Thank goodness. Whew. Okay. So you'll see, here's the big pieces. Of course, TikTok is big right now. You'll see this was a video that went out a day ago by Jeffree Star, and it has 7.8 million views. That's crazy, right? So you'll see what's kind of big in here. Quite honestly, I know my kids 27, 23, they'll come in here and look at videos. I never look at what's trending ever. I guess I'm just not a trendy person. I just don't really care. Sounds kind of sad. The next one is subscriptions. That's what that other page was. So anything that I subscribe to, any of the channels that I subscribe to, here's the latest and greatest things they've put out. So for example, I love Pocketful of Primary. So she put out a new video on 3 ways to use physical teaching materials online. If you're a primary teacher, she's fantastic. She's like one of my go-tos. And you'll see I am a crocheter at heart. So my knitters and crocheters, I have a thing. I follow some crocheters. I follow Bill Vaca. Of course, everybody needs a little Vaca in their life because he's always got some great things in there. And you can see that I have some others that are local. I follow some other ones that are just kind of random. So wow, they really did a lot of hometown cable network, which is basically out of the north. They did a lot of work this weekend. I follow some music channels. I follow a lot of tech people. So that's the place to come and look for subscriptions. I will tell you again, I never come into the subscription thing. I just kind of dig my way into. I usually know where I'm going when I come to YouTube and what I'm looking for. I use YouTube for a lot of things. I use it, number one, as a way to organize my resources for my teachers. I use it as a way to learn new things. So if I am looking for maybe like the best way to use a Jamboard or the newest things in a Jamboard, I don't go to Google, I come right to YouTube because I'll go there first now. I need to learn it. This is crazy. I need to learn a new crochet technique, okay? Because really, that's what we use YouTube for, right? There's a new stitch I want to learn. I'll go to YouTube because I can stop it, rewind it, stop it, rewind it, stop it, rewind it, which is the great part about it, right? I was trying to learn a new song the other day for church, and I went to YouTube so I could listen to it. I literally just put it on repeat like 4 times, and I was like, okay, now I got it, right? I couldn't get the timing right. So it was just one of those things. So don't be scared to use YouTube really for its purposes. That's to learn. And as teachers, if you're trying to get something for your kids and they're not understanding, don't build it first. See if it's already built for you. And then you don't have to do all the work yourself, because you might be able to find a video that will help you do what you need to do much easier. So when we talk about subscribing, and I'm going to go look at Jerry Brooks, everybody's favorite principal in the world, right? Everybody loves us some Jerry Brooks. I'm going to actually unsubscribe to him, and you'll see. So when I type in Jerry Brooks, here's all his videos. And if I want to make sure that I get the latest and greatest come up into my recommended feed, all I have to do is click the subscribe button. Now, if I went into one of his videos, maybe I got into one of his videos somewhere, right? And I was in here. I'm going to turn something on just so we don't get any videos today while we're working, any advertisements while we're working. You'll see here's a video that I would watch and I would subscribe. I don't know what class tag is after me hard. This is like the 12th video. I'm getting them on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and kind of everywhere right now. So all I really need to do is just click the subscribe button. And that means when I'm home, anytime I'm in the home spot, his latest and greatest videos are going to pop up right here. So they're going to come into my recommended space. So I don't really have to dig for them. So that's the first thing. Okay. So that's subscribing. That's pretty easy. It makes life easier. They show up in my home. They show all the channels that I subscribe to. And they'll also show up in my YouTube home. So again, they're based on your previous video. Based on your previous video searches. Keeps it very easy. Okay, so the next thing really is pop-up. So this is really when I am going to do my work as far as uploading a video. If I want to go see my videos, the place that I go to the most is really my own channel, right? So this channel setup, it sounds so hard, but I'm going to show you the process. You're going to come all the way over to the top, and you're going to see right here your little avatar or your circle with your picture in it or your letter. And you're going to click on it, and I'm going to click on it, and you will see it has your channel. That's where I'm going to go. I'm going to go to my channel. So if you don't have a channel set up, it's going to look like a circle over here and a picture. It'll be a blank slate up here. And it'll say, do you want to customize your channel? And you're going to say, yep, because you have one, whether you set it up or not. So isn't that nice to know, right? If you have a Google account, you have a YouTube channel. Now, this is one of the reasons why a lot of districts block YouTube for students under the age of 13. Because one of the reasons they do that is because with a Google account comes a YouTube channel, right? So we want to be really careful about what our kids are posting. So I have decided that in my life, I am going to use YouTube for good, not for evil. And I'm going to take you into videos, and I'm going to show you some of the videos that I have in here. So, and I have a lot. So you'll see that there's lots. They're going to load. And here's how I got into videotaping. I'm going to take you all the way back to right here till about 8 years ago. 8 years ago, my daughter was a sophomore in high school, and she wanted to go to school to run. And you think she wanted to go to college to run. And you will probably laugh at that, but that is actually what she used to say to me. I don't really care about anything else. I just want to make sure I can go to school to run. I was like, okay. So to do that, we dealt with a recruiter, and basically the recruiter said, well, you got to have videos, because when you live in Northern New York, your kid's not going to get seen. Shocker, right? Nobody's going to come to Northern New York to look at your kid run. So I had to start recording. So I had to buy like a real like video camera, and record my kid, right? And then upload I'd have to actually take it into my laptop and move things around. So thank goodness for these handy dandy things now we call phones, right? Because now we just do a video on our phone and we can upload them. Life has gotten so much easier than having to do it via video recorder. So basically, I'm just going to take you into a little bit of this. This is I'm going to actually mute this so you don't have to hear it. So basically, this is a race. That's my girl right there in the green, right? Running. She's not in the front for very long. It's all good. But this is her as a sophomore. Just so you know, she did go to college on a running scholarship, 6 years of college almost paid for, which was kind of cool. This is me trying to learn how to like run a video camera. It was not pretty at the beginning because I was so jumpy and I didn't know how to use a tripod, and as things went on. So, but basically when you come in and you look at how these things work, you can see it's had 8 views. This was not one of the ones I used. But I have my own video in here. I have the ability to edit it. And the other thing that's really important when you put up your own videos is you're in control of who can see them. Okay, so there's 3 settings. We're going to do these a little bit more. We're going to talk about them a lot. There's a private setting, there's an unlisted setting, and then there's a public setting. And that's going to be really important because you're in control of them. And not only are you in control of them, you can change them all the time. You can open them up, you can close them down. You can open them up, you can close them down. So if you wanted to do a video and you wanted to share it with parents, you have the ability to push it out to them at unlisted, and then you can pull it back to private so they can't see it anymore because the link is dead after that. So one of the things I always tell young parents, you probably have a ton of videos on your phone of your child because that's how parents do that, including my son and his wife. They have lots of videos of my granddaughter on their phone. She's 9 months old. And I just said to them, why don't you put them into YouTube and just make them all private? And their eyes just went, oh my God, that's such a good idea. I'm like, yeah, then your phone won't be bogged down with your videos and you'll still have them. And you're the only person that can see them. He was like, oh, that's a great idea. And actually they created an email account just for those videos on Gmail and to put them up so they could have them saved all right there. Just all the videos are all in one space and they don't have to worry about it. And the only 2 people that have access to it is the 2 of them. So it's a nice way to get those videos off. Okay, so let me keep going. So you can you will see down in here, I'm going to come to uploads because it doesn't look like I have a lot of videos. Now, Allison has been in a lot of trainings with me. She knows that I have done more than 13 trainings in the last few months. And the reason you only see 13 trainings, it's actually less than that, it's 9, is because these are the only ones that I have left to be public. So I have some of these I did without any other people in the room. So they're just me talking. But if I come into play all and I stop over here, oh, and this is a video of me singing yesterday, which you don't have to see, but you will see that I have 204 videos in here. And these videos are all marked as unlisted. So the only people that have access to these are ones that I share to people. So that's a really important thing. So even though I come into that video link does not show everything. So we're not going to listen to me play piano because that's, especially with a music teacher in the room, because I am not a piano player, but I'm having to be right now. So the pop down is going to give you everything. So when we talk about channel, these are the videos that belong to you. You own them, you've taken them, and you will see right here the importance of verification. When you put a video up, when you load it, they'll make you come in if it's longer than 15 minutes. So yes, it's a really good question. So I am going to go over that. So the private means it's for you. So unlisted is for people with the link. Now, I think it's Michelle. One of the things that's really important is if I send a link to Allison and she shares it to Brooke and Kelly, they also, because they have the link, they can also see it. I'm usually really good with that. I don't care if the teachers that I share a video with share it out to other people. That's okay with me. But I also, when I put it, if I make a video public, it means that it's Googleable. Mine is not like pocket full of primary. It's not pretty. It's like I'm talking, right? It's probably stream of consciousness more than anything else. So it's very rare I have public videos. Okay, so playlists. So let's just talk. We did home. These are the videos. These are my videos, and there's more stuck in play all. And let's talk about playlists. So the benefit of a playlist is that I don't have to search for things, okay? So you will see here are my playlists, right? These are playlists that I have created. They may be some of my videos, and they may be other people's videos as well. So I'm going to click on this one, Google Classroom. So when I come into this one, you will see that I have lots of videos in here that it's Pocketful Primary, Coach Maida, Digital Classroom, Abdul, Raymond Siddiqui, I love his name, by the way, View Sonic, Not So Wimpy Teacher, I love that name, just saying, Techie Coach, Mr. Vaca, ooh, K Virginia Bond. These are my videos that I put in, so I can have my own videos in my own playlist. But a playlist can be lots and lots of people's videos, and you'll see this playlist is public. That means I can share this video to people and they can use it at any time. So I'm going to go back out and I'm going to come up here into the search bar and I'm going to look up Google Classroom. So, and I have a pretty specific requirement when I am looking at Google Classroom videos. One of the things I am always looking for, I am interested in when a video was created, especially when we talk about remote learning. It's kind of like copyright date. When you have your own playlist, do commercials come up? Well, yep, they still will. I have a trick for that though. I'll show you that in just a second. So when I look through these videos, this one, I like how to organize a Google Classroom. So I'm going to click on the video. I find this one that I really like. Yeah, and you can see I'm still getting a few. I can skip ads. I have the ability to skip ads right now. And I have everything muted, by the way, so you're not hearing people talk while we go. So right here down at the bottom is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this save button. And I can click on it, and it will pull up my playlists. So these are the playlists that I have created over time. So I'm going to put this one on Google Classroom. I have a ton of stuff sitting right now in my watch later, and I kind of bug my way through them little by little. But I can, just like Google Mail, I can tag things multiple ways. So I may want a Google, right? I may want Google Classroom, Google, and I may decide that this is something that's really important for, I'm going to type it in. I can also type in, I think sometimes you can, and right now you can't. So again, there's a change to Google. I'm looking for remote learning. I have one built just for remote learning that I really like, and right now I can't find it. So I'm just going to try to type an R and see if it will let me, and it will not. So I'm going to leave it with 2. Usually that will pop in. Let's see if I can create a new playlist. Remote. It should pop in. I know I have one. Oh, it hates me. So let's make a remote learning. I would think I have one. So now, when I come in here and click again, this playlist is on 3 different playlists. So think about social studies teachers. Think about the courses you teach or the units you teach. You can start to build them that way. Elementary teachers, start to think about those big units that you have and all that massive long list of links that you have in your bookmarks that you have to go through, and it's got a YouTube name and you're like, you don't have to know certain things. Right, YouTube will not let you save children's content. This is very true, right? You can't create a playlist from it. And that's, I'm not sure the reasoning behind that doesn't make much sense to me, because there are a couple other ways you can work around that, and I'll show you a way to do that in a Google Doc that will be super helpful. So you can go through and do it that way. When you go and upload a video, it's one of the things you have to go through and make sure you have. It's one of the things you have to choose when you upload a video, if it's for students or not for students. So, and when it says it's for students or not for students, I will teach you a trick that if you say not for students, it works a little better, even if it is for students. Okay, I always have a little hack for things, right? So, Brooke, you asked the question, when you have your own playlist, do commercials come up? So, they will, but the benefit is if you use, so you'll see this right here. This is an ad. It's a really quick ad. I'm going to skip the ad, but what I have turned on for mine, this is weird because that means ads are still running a little bit. I am using an extension called Ad Blocker Pro. I might be lying to you. I think it's Ad Blocker Plus. Yep, it's Ad Block Plus. There are multiples. You can see I have 3 different ones here. There's Ad Block for YouTube, there's Ad Block Plus, and there's Ad Block Best Ad Blocker. I use Ad Block Plus because it also works on website. Does YouTube modify ad selection for kids? In other words, if I assign a video to a student, would the ad they see take into account their age? I don't know that answer, Lynn Mako. That is such a good question. I don't know, but I do believe that is part of the reason why they have the question when you go through and upload a video, so they're not putting in inappropriate videos or videos like buying a car or losing weight, or I would think those are things that wouldn't be in there. But Lynn, that is a great question. I don't know that answer. Wow, I'm gonna have to, somebody's gonna have to look that up. I think if you put videos into YouTube, into slides, you'll get less videos, and that will kind of help. Using the Ad Block Pro will help, but not all districts are allowing that to be used as content. All right, and somebody the other day gave me a link. Is it Safe Tube Kids? Is that the name of it? Does anybody remember? That was in my session. I'm going to type it in here. Safe Tube Kids. I don't know. That's it. Safe Tube Net. Thank you. Thanks, Jess. And View Pure will remove ads for kids, and then you can kind of insert it in. So that does help. So I'm going to stop this one. So adding playlists will make it much easier, because you can also see that I can share a video right here. So if I saw this video and it was great, I can come in, I can copy the link. I feel like most people know how to do this now, and I can just take the link and I can pop it anywhere. I can throw it into an email. Most people will use all those, you have all those pieces in here, like embed, blah, blah. I just copy I never worry about any of these. I just copy the link. But you also have this, start at 2:05. So if you only want them to watch a little bit of it, you can do that. So I feel like that's super important. All right, so I just went through all these pieces. So what I did is I gave you screenshots on how to do this, right? How to create playlists on the fly. I knew I was kind of working away at a pretty good list. Okay, so now let me go out and show you how to delete a playlist. I don't know if I'm brave enough to delete a playlist, but I think I have a few in there I could get rid of. So I go into channel and I come to my playlists, and you can see I have lots. So I'm going to go way down to the bottom, because these are some of my older ones that I've used a long time ago. Okay, let's get rid of the Johnny Cash one, because I do not know why I have this. So I'm going to click on the playlist. It's weird because this is what videos look like now. I am not going to buy now. I'm going to skip ad. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in over here into the dots. And what I want to do is I want to delete my playlist. So this is the directions that I give you. This is where it gets wonky because I created those directions like probably 3 months ago. They've changed already. So there used to be an edit button in here. The edit button is gone. So let me show you what I can do. Anytime you're using YouTube, if you want to get to the root of the video, the easiest thing to do is to click on the title of the playlist. Okay, so here I am. Here's the playlist, and I'm going to click into the playlist. So now you'll see I have on the left-hand side, I have the videos that are in here, and I have the name of the playlist and the song that's in the playlist. And then I'm looking for the pencil. So the pencil's right here, and I need to figure out, like, this is where, like, edit is here somewhere. There it is. Delete the playlist. So I'm going to show you that one more time because I'm going to do another one. So now this playlist is going to disappear. It really will after it goes away all the way through. I'm going to go back into my channel. I'm going to go back to playlists. Here's my list of playlists. Johnny Cash should not be at the bottom. It is now gone. Yay. Let's say I get rid of this church one right here. I'm going to come back in, or maybe I want to do something very, very different. So this is interesting, right? So this is sometimes we have videos disappear. People have seen this happen before. They're like, why does that happen? It just happens. It's one of those things where not my video, I'm not in control of it. So I really can't even get all the way into it to get rid of it. So that becomes a problem, right? I can see view my full playlist, and then I come here and I can delete. There's also an option, that little arrow is how we share playlists. That's a huge benefit. If I make these amazing playlists as a music teacher, and I could share them to Brooke, and Brooke could just take them and run with them. So if you work with another teacher and you co-teach, don't make all those playlists yourself. Sweet Jesus, share the love, right? Somebody else can do like ELA and you can do math. And you can share them back and forth, and then you can share the playlists and you have all that stuff all put together. That's a great way to pull content from other people because you also don't have to do all that work. So it's very valuable. All right, you see that I want to cancel that. You see that there's a collaborate in here now. This is a new button within playlists. So you can add a collaborator. So if I actually wanted to add Brooke into this list, I could add her name right in here. She could add right to the list. It's a great way for teachers to build lists together. Librarians across districts build playlists. Can you share playlists on Google Classroom? So yeah, it's a great question, right? So this is the playlist. You can copy this and push the playlist right out to your students by link. A great way to do that. And it's also fun. When I was teaching music, one of the things I used to let my students, I used to let them find videos and I'd add them in because it was a great way to teach them the right way to look for things and to really search. So let's talk about setting up your channel. I'm going to do this real quick. And I'm going to tell you that this is so much easier than you would think it would be. You're going to come in here. You will have a big circle up here. Your picture will be up here before it's customized, and it'll say customize your channel. So here's all you have to do. You're going to come in, you're going to customize your channel. And this is what it's going to look like. It's going to say you can put featured content in. You can view as yourself. You can view as others. You can see I have a picture. I can change my picture if I want to. I can change my art. I did this last night, but I can edit the channel art. And this is really simple. You just find one of your own pictures. So I'm going to upload a photo really, really quickly. I have a couple in here. Let's say I'm just going to grab this one. This is a beautiful picture. And it'll say, okay, where do you want it? And I'm like, that's just fine. So I would much rather have nice weather than snow. Although snow would feel really good about now. It's all done. Now my video is all set to go. So you can also feature content. So if I wanted to feature something up here, I could absolutely go through and I could put feature content in here. So let's put my Google Classroom one up. So when people come in, this will be the first video they'll see at the top, and I'll just say done. It's pretty easy, right? That's easy. That's all there is to it. I mean, that's how hard it is. So the next thing is really loading videos. I think this is what freaks people out. So I have a video that I loaded last night, and then I'm going to show you another way to do this. So I'm going to click on this, so the camera, and I'm going to upload video. I'm going to show you something. I do a lot of my videos from my phone, so it looks a little different. On my phone, it has a different feel because when I click on the camera, you'll notice that there's no upload. It took me like 3 weeks to figure that out. I don't know why. Somebody's a moron. You push the record button on your phone and it will take you, actually, you go down and you pick one of your videos. Even that changed. You go down and just pick the video you want to upload. So you can see I have tons of them, right? You just take the video you want to upload and you push it through and it'll go. So this, uploading from my computer, I select the file. I'm going to go to my desktop because that's where it sits. It's called Test Pilot, hotter than the Dickens. That's what I called it, so I'd be able to find it later. Look at you. All right, so here's the title. It's the same exact name as whatever I called it on my desktop. And you can see it's processing. So this is a test video for YouTube training. Okay, because let me tell you what, this one will be coming down fast. Then you come through and you select one of your thumbnails. I think this is about 1.5 minutes long. You can see it's going here. So it'll say, oh, nope. Once the thumbnails have come through, you'll pick one. So next is your videos. I'm going to click my playlist. Which playlist do I want to put it on? So I'm going to say trainings I provided. I am so not doing that, right? You can also make a playlist right here so you have it ready to go. Done. Now here's the trick, and this is what Allison was alluding to before, is that yes, it's made for kids or it's not made for kids. So if it's made for kids, you can still put no, it's not made for kids and keep it as unlisted because you're in charge of those parameters, right? So if it's made for kids, one of the things is what you need to think about. You don't want to show your kids videos, not kids videos. You don't want to show your kids faces, right? We want to be very careful with that. That's why I have you guys off on another screen. I don't want to show your faces. I want to be really careful with that. So mine are not made for kids. If you make it for kids, it will not be able to go on a playlist. So that becomes the trick. But the trick is just don't, it's not really a trick. Just don't show kids' faces. That's the real thing there. You can also, you don't need all this, just go to next. So now I have this done. See how it loaded? It was a whole 20 seconds. I'm going to make that the thumbnail that I want, and I'm going to go to next. Not going to put it in playlist. I never worry about video elements. You don't have to worry about video elements. I promise. Just, it's one of the things you don't really need to worry about. Now, here is where I pick what view I want it to be at. Private, only you and people you choose can watch your video. So remember I said private was only for you. This is a huge change. So if I send this to Brooke or Allison, they cannot share it with it. They can share it all they want. Nobody else is going to be able to watch it because I'm in charge of it. So young parents uploading videos and send them to grandma and grandpa. They can't share them. They're not going to be able to share them out on anywhere. They could record them and share them, but most of them won't be savvy enough to be able to do that. So you'll be okay. But that's just something to think about. You can keep other people in your private and they can see them. You can also push through and you can schedule it. Here's the link, and I'm just going to tell it to save. So it's really not that scary about how to do that. I think most people get a little weirded out because they think it's difficult. It's not. So one of the other things, when I come back over in here, I'm going to come back to creating a channel. I'm checking to make sure I'm getting it all done. Video manager. So let's talk about the handy dandy video manager. This thing, the video manager, is no longer called video manager. It's just called videos. Again, they changed it. But this link, the icon and the icons, you can see they're almost, well, they're not really anywhere near the same. This is the part of YouTube that I hate the most. I swear they do it just to drive people insane who are uploading videos. They change it a lot. I am now in what's called the video studio. This is because this is where all my stuff sits. And you can see in here, I have everything. These are all my videos. So private, unlisted, unlisted. You can see I have lots of unlisted. I can come in here and I can totally roll this one to public just like that and tell it to publish, and it's out and it's and it's public for the world to see. I don't know, I shared it with one person and I have 4. Oh my God, that is scary. I'm going to roll it right back, right? I make a huge mistake in the middle of the video. So I'm like, so you can see this is how easy it is to really come in and change them. So if you set them real quickly, you can come back in and you can change. You can say, I'm going to leave them a week and then I'm going to roll them back to private. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, right? So you can see I am also trying to be very careful about how I am linking my things. I'm trying to put the name of what it is in the title of it so that I don't have to work my way through, because I do have over like 400 videos in here. So I'm trying to keep them, you know, as neat as I can. They're not pretty. I never said they were pretty. They're functional. I need functional at this point, not pretty. All right. Video manager, that was the dashboard we were just on. So I walked you through adding channel art, how to do that, what that looks like, how to upload a video. I've done all this, so I'm so good sometimes. Sharing a video or a playlist. So let's say we already did a playlist. Say I want to share this video right here on creating choice boards. I'm just going to click on it. And you'll see I have like the video link. I can just literally grab the link. I can watch. I can go to the link and I can grab the share. Doesn't matter. I can grab it there or I can grab it in that other place that I just was in here. And I can just copy the video link there. That is one thing that YouTube is very good at. They give you a lot of options about where to share from. So that keeps it pretty easy. There is an editor studio in here. You can, I just don't. If you want to go through and edit things out, you have the ability to do that. Most of my videos when I'm doing a full-on training are done in WebEx. So that's the program you're in right now. When I am recording for teachers, so say Allison sends me, you're just on my hotspot today, Allison, because your first picture I see. If Allison sends me a video, a request and says, hey, I don't know how to print my certificate within Frontline, I would pop into Frontline. I don't use WebEx for that. I actually use Screencastify. It really doesn't matter the tool you use. The reason I use Screencastify, and I will show you why I do. I'm going to turn my video off just for a minute, my friends, so you'll see. So you'll see this right now. It's kind of in full feature. I'm going to just close a few things here. Actually, I'm going to just put this all back. It'll make more sense. Okay. And I just did what I always do is I always lose the recording spot. Okay. I think I closed it. That's why. So I come up here and I say I'm going to record. And I have options. Most of you are probably using some kind of recorder. It doesn't matter if it's WeVideo, Loom, Screencast-O-Matic, Screencastify. It really doesn't matter. So all you do is you press record, and you'll see I get a video. I get an option here. Ooh, you guys are hiding it because you're so special. I'm going to push that one right there. It's going to record my screen. I'm going to double click it. It'll give me a 3, 2, 1. There it is. So it'll record my screen so I can go through and I can talk about the difference between funding and subscriptions. I explain to students how the best way to get into their library, the best way to get into what I want them to look at. And then when I'm all done, I literally just turn it off and I stop sharing and I close it. So this is why I like to use Screencastify, and I'm going to stop sharing. Is this reason right here. They automatically load into my Google Drive. I know where they are. I don't have to fight for them. I can name them right here, and then I can push them directly to YouTube. I really like that feature. I don't have to overthink it. It allows me to just be able to push it. As soon as I push it out to YouTube, it automatically says, okay, what level of sharing do you want, and what level of do you want it to be private, unlisted, or public? And is it for kids? It walks you right through all those pieces, and you can add it right to a playlist. So for me, that's just much easier. So one of the other things that I think is important is, I'm going to kind of pop along. We've done that. We've done that. Okay. I am going to put a video in here. So this is a slide presentation. Okay. So I am going to insert a video right here. And I'm going to go to YouTube. So I know that I already did one by URL. I grabbed a URL of something. Who knows what it is? So that was one of my videos that I had already grabbed. So I'm going to click that one. I'm going to hit enter. Might not let me. Oop. Can't because I didn't have it totally loaded. Well, how dare I? I can grab it right off my channel. So I want to show you a couple ways to do this because I think this is a valuable way to understand, to push things to your students. I'm going to copy that. So I went to my video that I recorded and I'm going to go into my slide presentation. I'm going to post it by URL. I could really find it. It's going to pop right here. So this is the one I did last week. You'll see where I am, right? It's 51 minutes. I can, so this is in slides. I can play it. There's a box here. So it will automatically start. So anybody's using videos with their kids, it will automatically start for your students. They don't have to push play and it won't take them off. And it usually ads. You notice I said usually. I can't guarantee it won't always not show ads. You can also start spot. If I only need you to see from minute 10 to minute 11 to show you what I'm trying to get across, I can do that too. It will only show you from 10 to 11. So if I take this into preview, it's going to pop to minute 10. It's going to automatically start to play minute 10. So that's much easier. So you don't have to worry about that very specific thing about like it's not playing for the kids or the kids don't know where to click to make it to play. That's one of the things that you can do real easily. So I guess my last few things is like really using YouTube is a great way to increase student engagement, right? We know that. Students love videos. We love videos. Right? That's why there's trending videos in the world. It's really good to kind of pull together a repository of videos that you already have and that you already use. So one of the things I always like to say to teachers is the summer is a really good time to kind of try to playlist up your YouTube videos. Think about even if you don't find videos to put in there, just create your playlist. So as you find them, you can pop them into playlists. You may have some that are for fun. I'm sure Brooke saw that I had like instrumental music, I had a cappella, I had barbershop, I had all of those things. I used to think through the units I taught with my kids or the vocal styles, and I pushed them into that as I would find them. I find myself still doing that. I also made one that was just fun videos to use as like starters with my kids, like as bell ringers, that were just some different ideas. So I already did this, so you know how this works. It's pretty easy. So a little bit to think about when you're doing video content. Quite honestly, I do mean for everything. Use it for everything, okay? Shorter is always better. Under 5 minutes is very good. Under 2 minutes is exceptional. And the reason for that, it's actually better to have smaller clips for your students because they'll download faster and you won't have to worry about broadband and you won't have to worry about those kind of things. And if they happen to be using a phone, it will work much easier for them to be able to get to. Here's my big kicker. So this is my thing. Like if I explain to somebody more than once, I'm going to make a video for it so that I don't have to do it more than once. Because then I can just, if I was teaching in a Google Classroom, I'd be putting that video up into the Google Classroom, or I'd be actually editing that, editing the directions, and I'd be putting it into the directions. So if you have a question, just go right in here. That's a great way to use video with students. It's a great way to teach them. And don't assume that your little duffers, God love them all, right? When they come back in the fall, please don't assume that they have any tech skills, because I will guarantee you what they have and what you think they should have are not going to connect. They're not going to be in the right place, right? They have taken time off. Some will know how to do everything step by step and others will not. Teach them how to navigate websites. Teach them how to submit things. All of those things will be very valuable for your students to have. Okay, so I did throw up a couple resources in here. These are 2 new teaching guides about video, and this is a really good one. This is a new article about remote learning achievement gap, if you're really into that kind of thing. I am, obviously, so I thought you might be interested in that. I always want you to know that you are always able to contact me with any questions you may have. You can always email me at either email. I do respond pretty quick to the Virginia bond, not the K Virginia bond. It's my Gmail, although I do that one at night typically. Feel free to come at me with any questions you may have. I'm always available to you. If you have questions about setting up your channel or questions about videos in general. I hope this was helpful and will really help you move a long way. Oh, you're welcome. Make sure before you leave, so tomorrow's sessions are 2-hour sessions, Kelly. It's a good question. They are longer sessions for sure. Make sure you put your name in the chat box just so I know that I've gotten all of you for attendance. If you already did it, you are good to go. And thank you, everybody. I'm glad you could be here. And I will see some of you next week. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.